on ABC Radio Brisbane. That's New Order. Blue Monday. What day is it though? It's Wednesday. There are some confusing things happening at ABC Radio Brisbane right now. My name's Rebecca Livingston. If you're hearing a little bit of background noise, it's partly because there is a huge worksite next to me out the front of the ABC. This is the new theatre that's being built as part of QPAC. There is also a rally car that has a giant gorilla on top of it that is pulled up to say hello. It belongs to the Gorilla Collective. It is a car that's getting around your city, and the people behind the wheel are Spud and Westy. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
I love the fact that an Uber vehicle just kind of pulled up in the cul-de-sac out the front of the ABC. It just pulled up next to the gorilla and looked at it like, what is this?
Yeah, he was afraid that we were going to steal his ride, so, people might mistake us as an Uber. I actually think the ride is looking, going, geez, I wish this was my Uber. If only my Uber had a huge inflatable gorilla on it.
Okay, let's just paint a picture. The make and model of the car is?
It's a Mitsubishi Magna, 1994. It has had one owner before we found it, and it has literally been driven to the shops on weekends, and that's it.
Okay, and it's silver in colour. It's got quite a few dings on it, gents. A few dents, a little bit of rust.
When the original owner did only drive it to the shop, she made sure that she hit every single car and everything in the car park once she did it. We're very happy to say there's not a panel without a dent.
Ah, that's a good claim to fame. And there's even some silver gaffer tape that appears to be holding on your front right indicator.
Yeah, the Band-Aid that was holding it on has given way, so we've now had to upgrade to silver tape.
Okay. I'm hoping that it's legal. I feel like I should literally kick the tyres.
Not too hard.
They look roadworthy. Who is the gorilla, the giant inflatable gorilla on top?
That's Todd. We got Todd just because we've been bouncing around trying to raise money for the Australian Cancer Council, and he tends to draw people's attention a little bit. So just as a way of sort of showing off and getting people to come over and go, what the hell are you doing with this giant gorilla on a car? And then we can tell them about the, what do we call it, the Poo Box Rally? We'll call it the Poo Box Rally for radio.
The S-Box Rally.
The S-Box.
Yes.
That's the S-Box Rally.
I know. I love that bloke who's just walked along there, who appears to be wearing a rashie. I can only assume that he was swimming at Southbank in the pool.
He's unsafe.
He's diverted his course just to come around the car. I thought he was going to make you an offer on it, but I think he just wanted to have a closer look at Todd.
He wouldn't be the first. We've had a few offers on this car already.
Okay, so Todd, the giant inflatable gorilla, on top of the 1994 Magna, Spud and Westy behind the wheel. This is the Gorilla Collective, and they are participating in the S-Box Rally, as we will call it. When you drive, though, Todd's not on top, is he?
We haven't tested that yet.
Right.
He's secure and he's in place, but we haven't got to. We're going to wait till day one to see if that actually works,
Okay.
and the final day as well. We're thinking on the final day of the rally when we make it into Adelaide.
Yes.
We are going to put Todd up there as our sign of victory that we made the 3,000 odd kilometres from Port Douglas down to Adelaide through outback Queensland, outback South Australia.
That's a big journey. I love that Todd's expression has not changed. He's just got gorilla serenity all the way through that.
Stoic.
So this is the path of the rally, Port Douglas to Adelaide. When do you actually leave?
We're very lucky. We're leaving in October. We're leaving on Friday the 13th. What could possibly go wrong?
How do you two know each other, Spud and Westy? Because, I mean, for a start, you could host a commercial radio show.
Are you offering a job? Because we're up for that. I think she's seen our YouTube page.
I've seen some terrible dad jokes that Brad could probably adopt to tell Kat Feeney at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But
yes.
What's the connection between you two?
Oh, we've been mates since the university days. So side by side, I think the whole way, really. Pretty much. There's different times where we travel around the world and that sort of thing, but always keeping in touch. But we've known each other now for almost 30 years, I think it is.
Nice.
And we're still mates. So something must have gone wrong along the way.
What did you study at uni?
Education. Yeah, so I am actually a high school teacher and I still work as a high school teacher. And nobody listening to this will know that I should be at work today.
Okay, shush. Yeah, well, we're using the name Spud. Oh my goodness, a food truck has just pulled up behind you, which presumably is dropping off supplies to QPAC. Don't mind the giant gorilla. He looks okay. Oh, he doesn't want to be seen. He's held up his...
Shielding his eyes.
He's shielding.
Maybe because he was looking at the gorilla from behind.
Maybe he just didn't want to see a very personal... I haven't actually looked at the gorilla's
I can tell you there's
backside.
a little tube out there. You can connect him to a hose,
Yes.
and he sprays water out of his nose as well.
No, I
Yeah.
was going to ask if he was anatomically correct, and in some ways he is. Oh, I see. So there is a genuine little water spout at the top
Oh,
of
yeah.
his
Yeah,
nose.
yeah.
Very nice. So, education, Spud, he who shall not be recognised by whatever his teacher name is, Westy. Did you become a teacher as well?
No, I actually had an injury and couldn't finish university, and steered my life in a whole other direction. So I will go by entrepreneur at this point. I've done a lot of different jobs in my career, from running farmers markets to running the original Yamudi markets on the
Did you?
Sunshine Coast to Jam Powers one here in the city.
Oh,
Had
wow.
my own market stalls, opened food halls in Australia and in Dubai. Created incredible customer experiences and journeys all around the world. And
fabulous.
now I'm back here in Australia, and I am now managing a drinks company.
So, okay, your mates, obviously, you're clearly passionate about raising money for the Cancer Council by doing this rally. But was there a specific trigger that made you think, yeah, we should buy a 1994 Magnum, put a gorilla on it and drive it?
Nobody has a trigger to buy it.
I don't know what that trigger would be, but I'm fascinated to find out. We've been wanting to do the S-Box rally for a while. We've seen it and we thought it was a great idea, having to buy a car for under $1,500 and then take that car across Australia, raising money for the Australian Cancer Council. At the same time, off the top of my head, I had a moment when in about 5 minutes, I came up with 20 people that I knew that had cancer or had beaten cancer or died from cancer. And after that, we decided that if we could do something about it, we would. So we did.
And just to add to that, the Gorilla Collective we created it a couple of years ago as a platform where we could bring spontaneous public joy and make fun things for people to see, do, or interact with. Before we could start on those projects, we got accepted into the Shitbox Rally. So
S-Box?
The S-Box
Yes.
Rally. Oh no! What a great way to start something that is kind of giving back to the community.
Yeah, I love that. And because you two do kind of emanate silliness in a very target, sort of purposeful way, if I can
Yes.
put it that way. Yeah, and you're right. Once you do start thinking about, I was talking to the CEO of the Breast Cancer Foundation earlier this week. 1 in 7 women will get breast cancer in their
1
lives.
in 3 people in Australia will have some form of cancer in their life.
Yeah, and so this is what you raise money for. We'll get to your goals in a second, but I just want to go back to that other figure you mentioned there. Buy a car for under $1,500. Is that an actual rule?
That's one of the rules. And if the car needed brake pads and you've already spent the money on the car, you can't buy brake pads. It's a maximum value of the car of $1,500.
So Westy managed to find the car, and as he said, literally a little old lady down at Curramundi, and we got it for $700.
So you've got a little bit of money to play with?
Well, we had to replace the front windscreen. We had to replace the front lights and a few other pieces. We've got to
Yes.
get tyres, which a sponsor's coming on board to help us out with now. We should have around about $100 left after the tyres.
So enough for chewing gum.
Yeah, and here I was talking about electric vehicles earlier this morning, but this is powered by...
Love, hope, passion.
I was going to ask you to rev the engine, but my producer Michelle tells me that something's gone wrong.
Well, so this car has been running sweet since we've got it. We're learning all about it. We've driven down here now to the ABC studios so we can, get the car on display again.
Yes.
And just when you ask to rev the engine, it's not starting.
So it could, in fact, be a permanent fixture out the front of the ABC.
It may be here for a while.
It's installation art now.
It is art. It is
Well,
art.
it is art. I mean, you've got this little gorilla. I've just noticed on the very front grille, a little plastic.
Kong.
Oh, that's King Kong.
Yeah.
So
It came from a film teacher friend of mine who donated that for our hood ornament. So
Some people have bumper bars. We figure if we're going to hit something, King Kong's out the front, we're going to be all right.
King Kong as a hood ornament. Did I actually ask you why you called the big inflatable gorilla Todd?
well, I found Todd online and he got delivered to my house. So, of course, I blew it up and put it just inside the front door for when my children came home from school. And my daughter opened the front door and screamed and then fell on the ground laughing. When my son came home, he walked in and the first thing he said, "That's brilliant. His name's Todd. You can't change it."
Okay, excellent. When a child names something, that is done. Todd at the moment is inflated. His front, what do we call them? Hands? What does a gorilla have?
yeah.
Hands?
Yeah,
Yes.
they have hands.
Currently squeezed into the back window of the rally car of the Gorilla Collective. How much money are you aiming to raise, guys?
Our goal is to raise $10,000, and we are currently sitting at 6,300. Yeah.
Nice.
So we're on track. We've still got 5 weeks until the rally actually kicks off. The rally itself, with the other participants, has raised 1.6 million. And the actual S-Box rally group themselves, because they've been doing this for 17 years, is about to hit $40 million raised for the Cancer Council.
Wow, bravo, fantastic. There, just turn around behind you guys. I hope that's,
hello, children.
There is an entire group of students walking by. What school are you guys from? What school? Which one? Ormo Woods.
From down south.
Ormo Woods. Come up the M1 just to see the Gorilla
Just to
Collective.
see this car.
It's that's not the high school you teach at, by the way. Is
No,
it?
no.
Okay, good, because otherwise you're in deep trouble.
Although, you know,
You're in deep
I'm
S-Box,
available.
if that
Apparently,
is the case.
I'm in deep Xbox.
All right, how can people follow along if they are keen to track you and Todd the Gorilla and your bad dad jokes?
Oh, look, the best place for our bad dad jokes is YouTube. But you've got to look at us you've got to look us up by Gorilla Collective. Gorilla as in warfare tactics. Guerrilla. Gorilla Collective. We're also on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're also on the S-Box Rally company page as well.
Yes.
The place for donations is WeGive. It's all the links are on our socials as well, and that goes directly to the Cancer Council.
So one of the best things about the S-Box Rally, unlike some different fundraisers, 95% of the money actually goes directly to the Cancer Council. There's a lot less in administration fees and monies go toward administration than in some fundraisers. So one of the reasons why we wanted to get behind it. Also because, I mean, this is an adventure. Yeah. It's going to be huge.
I reckon Port Douglas to Adelaide through the outback, I noticed.
Yeah.
We are travelling 3,000 kilometres, and 1,700 of those are unsealed roads.
We're doing the Strzelecki track, which people who are four-wheel drivers might know. My mother did it in a four-wheel drive in a big Pajero,
Cool.
and she hated it in a
Oh.
Pajero. And we're doing it in a car that bottoms out when you put the foot down on the accelerator. So we're going to be ploughing red dirt a lot of the way.
Who's going to drive?
It's shared. We're doing anywhere between 500 to 600 kilometres, which is why you need two drivers, so you can share it throughout the day.
Yes, and what will you listen to while you're driving? She points to the microphone.
well,
Probably ABC Radio.
ABC all the way.
It's locked
ABC.
into that all the time now.
I
so
mean, it's the
why would
national
we change it?
broadcaster, and they do so much good for Australia.
Yeah, and I thoroughly enjoy each and every of their programs that we listen to from Monday all the way through to
Every
Sunday.
single station, when I want a bit of variety, I have the ABC Listen app, and I just bounce between different stations.
I love it.
Well, you will be bouncing your way from Port Douglas through the outback, the Strzelecki track.
The Strzelecki track
Isn't
down
that
from
Magda
Birdsville.
Zubanski's netball name? Sharon. Oh, Strzelecki. Yes, she's Sharon Strzelecki.
There you go.
I didn't know that was a thing. Wow, okay. Also an explorer, noted apparently.
Also
and,
another great Aussie.
and you'll end up in Adelaide. Spud and Westy, you are gorgeous friends. We've been talking about spring connections, spring friendships, and sowing the seeds of friendship, in particular for blokes. I think you are the living, breathing demonstration of that. I just hope you're still friends after you've done the S-Box rally. Good luck, Todd. And follow along with their adventures. The Guerrilla Collective, but Guerrilla spelt GUERRILLA, as in guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla Collective. You can find them on Facebook. Follow along. Bad jokes, adventures, and very good causes. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Spud and Westy.